Trying to not charge kids. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and kids spending their points. It's going to be the last day of February and leap day. So tomorrow's quiz does have 2 grammar questions on it. One about nouns and one about verbs. I figure those of you who have passed the quiz, it should be easy. You know this information. Those of you who have not passed quiz, then this will be practice to help get you better. And we did have 6 more kids pass the grammar quiz, but that still leaves me 18 kids who have not passed grammar quiz. But we are getting closer. So all we got to do is now get half of those kids to pass, then we'll be there. But that does mean we do have an IXL. And its verb tenses, I went through and did the first several of them to see how it went, and it was one of the easier ones. The first one I tried to do was way tougher, and you would have had a headache, so I skipped that one. So I went to this one, and this one was a wee bit better. My goal is tomorrow, after you guys finish the quiz, then I'll just give you a reminder. As soon as you finish the quiz, submit your IXL. As long as you're the kids that can just submit your quiz picture, you should be done. If you want to work on the IXL to get extra credit or B points, more power to you, and you can do it that way too. So hopefully that helps you out on that. All right. For today, tomorrow's quiz does have questions that come from today's story. So we're going to try and get you as far as we can through today's, but I'm going to do the speedy little rewind to try to help you out. Because again, we should have the whole first column done. We're getting into second column today. What does chaos split to form? Their first kids are? And why does Father Sky get rid of them? Where does he put them? The second race of kids are? And what are they really good at doing? Nicely done. So what poor choice do they make? So what does he do? There you go. Thanks, Jordan.
Fire in the hole.
Titans.
Who are the third ones are?
Titans.
How many are there?
16 could do it. 12.
12. How many boys?
6.
How many girls? 6. And that's where they come in again. The only 2 we're really going to care about are the 2 right there that are in today's story. Did you have luck? Yay! Alright, just put it on my desk. I already put the clipboard out there for you. So then, hopefully today will be the last day. Fingers crossed, and you can be in your seat and stuff like that. Huh? Alright, so fingers crossed today will be the last day. For what? That you'll be serving detention. But it's up to you. I'm only hoping. Alright. So from there, let's see. Oh, they decide to build their palace so they can honor mommy and daddy.
On top of the mountain.
On top of the mountain. What's it called?
Mount
How many thrones? 12. Nicely done. That's where the 12 thrones come in. And then Grandmama Earth wants grandbabies. So who do they have to marry? Their sisters. And this is where we then start populating the Earth with a whole bunch of little titans. And then things go well until Mother Earth decides that she wants to have her babies back. But who's standing in the way?
Papa.
So she wants to have an assassin. Who is it she hires? What weapon?
A side.
And so that's where the side comes in.
Fortnite sight.
Good job. And when is he supposed to do it? So smart. And that's when he jumps up and does the attack and chasing. Every time he jumps up and does the attack, what happens?
A little piece of animal comes out. A piece of hollow sky falls to the ground.
And then it lands and makes new creatures.
There you go. Or little animals, we'll call them that too. That works for me. Until Uranus gets to the edge of the Earth and he turns and gives Kronos a present, which is which says,
his children will be all
ooh, not son. And it's important that they were equal opportunity. They thought that women had just as much of a chance to overthrow the skies. Normally they are. This is one of the few areas where they're like, nah, women can be evil too. So I guess they gave you guys the right one.
Oh,
and did we get to him releasing the monsters?
Yeah.
Why is he not?
Because
No. So he refuses because they're ugly. He's trapped down there. So now we should have that whole set. Oh, except for humans and Olympians.
No, we do have humans.
So did we get to humans with you guys?
Yes, Polyphemus made humans for Cronus to step on when he gets mad.
Olympians, we will get to today. So there. Did we get to his three friends?
Yes, Polyphemus, Epithemius.
What is Prometheus' special ability?
Oh, he gets
Future. And see the future. Stupid.
Epimetheus?
Oh, he's very stupid.
Atlas is the one that won.
Atlas.
Uh,
Well done. Then we did get to humans.
Yes, Polyphemus makes
What ingredients?
mud,
Dirt and water.
dirt, water, and a
Water.
little bit of finger magic.
That's who uses the dirt and water. Did we get to this?
Yes, he makes mud and then he uses a little
And then there's not
sparkle magic
Correct.
to break them into humans.
No girls yet.
No girls yet, just guys. Girls will get invented later on. And did we get to what season it is?
Summer, because
Always
it's always
summer.
summer, and winter has not been
That
invented.
is, we got to the right spot. Alright. So this is where we get to pick up the net.
Oh, that hat.
So you're done over there?
That's a sombrero.
Viv, if you want to sit down, you can.
Oh, hey, Viv.
Then, if Tay gets done, if you get done, let me know. And then Mark can take a spot. We'll see what we can do. Well, she's taking it. If Tay gets done, then you get to take her spot. But yeah, the kids who aren't serving detentions get to cut in front of you. It's that whole being nice. But in theory, Tay will get done. Fingers crossed. It can be nice to you. Unless you stare at her, she's not going to hurry if you do that. So, at this point, Cronus is now king of all the gods, and things are going well for him. But he has not told anyone about the curse. What was the curse?
That
he'll
children will
overthrow him.
So he
And then they're
especially does not tell his wife. And if you know one of your kids is going to overthrow you and kill you, how would you prevent that from happening?
You don't have children.
You don't have kids. It's like me saying, if you touch that pencil, you get a detention. And you go, this pencil? Yeah, bad things are going to happen. So he's not smart enough to not have kids. So one day, his wife Rhea comes in and goes, "Hon, we're going to have a baby." And she explains that she's pregnant, and soon little baby Hestia is going to be born. And Kronos realizes this is not going to be good. Now, he has to make this baby disappear. Why does stabbing it not work?
Because it's a titan.
Because it's an immortal titan. But luckily, he's recently learned that there's a place where you can throw away babies that you don't like.
In your stomach. Taurus.
In the
What you
dark.
can do is Zeus did.
And so his thought is, well, apparently we can just throw babies we don't want into there, so I can just chuck my baby into there. But there's a problem. The hole is not empty. Who's down there right now?
The monster.
And
Kill each other.
who wants the monsters out?
Yeah.
Mother Earth or Gaia. So his worry is if he throws a baby down there, one, the monsters may just pick the baby up and like, pew, and then just flick it out, and then it can run around and overthrow him. Or Mother Earth may find a way to free the baby because she knows that's going to
If
happen.
they can flick it out.
Can they flick out the little Cyclops?
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't they just do that?
One side club.
You're trying to apply logic. It's not going to happen. His biggest worry is his wife. And apparently women don't like it when you throw their babies away. Women. So because of that, he comes up with another solution. But he can't tell his wife, and he has to make it look like an accident. Those of you who know your Greek mythology, you should see where this is going. If not, we'll leave it a surprise. So he waits until little baby Hestia is born. And Rhea comes in and is like, "Oh, look at our adorable little baby."
And then he gobbles
And
it
he's
down.
like, "It is an adorable little baby." And she comes in and goes, Can I hold the baby? She goes, "Of course you can, it's your baby." And she hands the baby over to him, and he's holding on to the little baby, and she's like, "Oh," and he's holding on to it. But again, he has to make it look like it's an accident. So he's doing the little baby rocking back and forth, and he sniffs the baby. He's like, "Ooh, it has like a new baby smell. It's got like baby powder, but if you kind of makes my nose tickle." And the baby goes in his mouth. And he's like, "It's got in my go." And he swallows the baby. Rhea freaks out. She's like, "You just swallowed my baby?" I was like, oh, it wasn't on purpose. I sneezed, and it went in my mouth, and then I was choking, and you weren't doing the Heimlich maneuver, and I wasn't going to die, so I swallowed it. She's like, you can't swallow babies. He goes, I know. I swear, it won't happen again for 5 more babies. Years go by, and they get ready to have their next baby, a little baby by the name of Hera. Again, Zeus has the same idea, but the problem is his wife is no dummy. So this time, when the baby's born, and she brings the baby in, he goes, can I hold the baby? She goes, do not sniff this baby. No baby snorting. He's like, fine, I won't snort this baby. And she hands the baby over to him, and she's watching him, like doing the foot tapping thing the entire time. And he's like, how am I going to get this baby into my belly? And he's sitting there rocking it, and he has an idea. He's like, oh, the baby jiggle dance. She's like, baby jiggle dance, baby jiggle dance. You're trying to little rock it, and she's watching. He's like, see, nowhere near my nose. We're perfectly fine. Jiggle, oh, and he trips like, oh, and the baby goes flying into the air. He's like, I got it. I can hold him. Into his mouth, and he swallows the second baby. And Rhea's like, you just ate another? He's like, no, it went in. Again, you didn't do the Heimlich, and I was gonna. He does this for 3 more babies. And eventually, after 5 babies, Rhea begins to suspect he has like a baby eating addiction. And she's just been feeding into his baby eating addiction. So by the time she's pregnant with baby number 6, she's afraid that he's going to eat this baby too. So she decides that she wants to save this baby. So she goes to get advice from her mom. And her mom being Mother Earth. So she goes down to Gia and goes, Mom, my husband keeps eating all of my babies. And Mother Earth was like, ugh, husbands, right? She goes, well, I have an idea to help you out. This time, when your baby's born, don't take the baby to your husband. Instead, bring the baby to me, and I'll raise the baby for you. She's like, oh, you would do that? She's like, absolutely. Rhea's like, thanks, Mom. Oh, no, that's not going to work. And Mother Earth goes, why not? She goes, well, Mom, unlike you, when I get pregnant, my tummy goes blark, and then when I give birth, it goes kaskirk. And so he's going to recognize the blurk kasquirt, and how am I going to get around that? Mother Earth was like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. You are different than I am. Okay, I have an idea. Here's what you do. Same thing. You're still going to take baby. You're going to bring baby down to me. And what I'm going to do is give you a rock. And then you just take the rock, put some baby clothes on it, draw a little face, and you take that into your husband. And Rhea goes, let me get this straight. You think my husband is going to eat a rock and think that it's a baby?
Yes.
And Mother Earth goes, he's a guy, right? She goes, uh-huh. She goes, it'll work. So that becomes their plan. Baby Zeus is eventually born. As soon as baby Zeus is born, Rhea runs the baby down to Mother Earth. Mother Earth takes the baby, switches it out with a little rock. They put baby clothes on the rock. They put a little smiley face on it. And then Mother Earth starts to raise Zeus. And Rhea takes this little baby rock into where Cronus is. And she walks in, and Cronus at this point is just sitting there like watching TV, eating some popcorn. Rhea comes in and she takes some ketchup and is like, splurt, splurt, rubby, 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 onto the rock. She's like, just to make it smell better. Then she comes in with her little rock. She's like, hon, here's baby number 6. Zoom tight. Don't eat this one. If you ate this baby, that would be awful. And Cronus is like, popcorn, 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 baby, popcorn. What? Did you say something? She's like, oh, no. You ate my baby. That's awful. And Cronus goes, stupid woman. I ate your baby. And they both think they got away with it. Cronus thinking he's now eaten 6 babies. Rhea realizing her baby is now safe. Zeus grows up down with Mother Earth. And he grows up to be a young man. While he's growing up, she has a satyr raise him, which is a half man, half goat. Pan, the guy that's right over here, if you saw the Hercules cartoon with the blue flame, they had the little, really round little half goat dude. That was actually Greek mythology.
Isn't that one dude from the
Descendants. Narnia.
Also
No,
Narnia.
no.
Narnia.
The Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, his friend Grover.
Yeah, Grover.
Yep, you are correct again. And so this guy helps raise him until Zeus is a young man. When Zeus gets old enough, his grandma eventually tells him, "You're not an only child. You have brothers and sisters." He's like, "I did not know I had brothers and sisters. Why have I never met them?" She goes, "Well, your brothers and sisters are, well, they're kind of in your dad's stomach." He goes, "Wait a minute. I have a father?" She goes, "Yeah, you have a father, and he has a baby eating addiction, and all of your brothers and sisters are in his stomach." He goes, "Well, who's my dad?" She goes, "Well, he's the king of the gods, Cronus." And Zeus goes, "My father is the king of the gods, and he ate all of my brothers and sisters." And she was like, "Happy 18th birthday." And he decides that his goal is to free his brothers and sisters. So Zeus goes, "I am going to free them." And he goes to his girlfriend and trauma dumps on her. He's like, "Can you believe that I have a father and I have brothers and sisters and they're all inside of his stomach and I'm going to free them?" She goes, "Well, how are you going to go about freeing them?" He goes, "Here's my plan. I'm going to get a really big sword. I'm going to go up to Mount Olympus, kick open the front door, and go, roar, whoa, and just cut him right in half, freeing my brothers and sisters." And his girlfriend goes, "That's not a good idea." He goes, "What do you mean that's not a good idea?" She goes, "Hon, think about it. Where are your brothers and sisters?" He goes like, "In my dad's stomach." She goes, "Uh-huh. And where are you going to cut them?" He's like, "Oh, right across the stomach." She goes, "Uh-huh. So what's going to happen?" What's the issue with this plan?
Oh, he's going to cut his
He's gonna cut his
shepherd.
stomach open.
Correct. Now, will it kill the brothers and sisters?
No.
Yeah,
No. But you don't want to meet your brother for the first time. You're like, "I'm Zeus, how are you?" And they're like, "I used to have an arm," and then it just falls over. And that becomes a really awkward first meeting. So she goes, "Yeah, you don't want to do the cutting thing." He's like, "Oh, well then, how am I supposed to free them?" She goes, "Think about it. If there's something in a tummy that you want to have come out of a tummy, how do you get the thing in the tummy to come out of the tummy?"
Laxative.
You throw it up. He's
Or
like,
poop it
"Oh,
out."
that's a good idea." He goes, "Ooh, I got it." So I run up there and I just start punching my dad in the stomach as hard as I can. And if I punch, she's like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with you?" She goes, "No," because again, he's like, "Oh yeah, because they're inside the stomach." She goes, "Uh-huh." She goes, "Well then, how am I supposed to get them out of the stomach?" She goes, "Well, why don't we do the simple method of just creating like a little pukey potion, and you can take the pukey potion up there, get him to drink it, and then he throws them up." And he's like, "Oh, that's why you're the smart one." She goes, "Yeah, we all knew that." Hi, Toby.
Who's Zeus's girlfriend?
Joanne. Joanne, god of fish.
Wait, what?
I don't remember at the time. So this time he goes, "Perfect idea." So he decides to go up and free his brothers and sisters. Puts on a little mustache, and then goes up to Mount Olympus and knocks on the front door. Cronus comes out to open it. He was like, "Hey, who are you?" He goes, "Oh, my name is Zeusarella. I'm the god of socks. I'm new in the neighborhood." And Cronus like, "Oh, never heard of you. Come on in." And invites Zeus in. Zeus comes into Mount Olympus. He's like, "What are you up to?" Crow's like, "I'm just sitting and watching a football game right now. You can join me if you want." He's like, "Who's playing?" He's like, "Oh, my favorite team, the Titans." And so they sit down and start watching football together. And Zeus is trying to figure out how he's going to get Cronus to drink the pukey potion. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm getting really parched watching this game. You have anything I can drink?" Cronus is like, "Yeah, I've got a mini fridge back there in the little man cave. If you want to go grab it, it's full of my favorite drink." He's like, "You want one?" Cronus is like, "Yeah, absolutely." So Zeus goes back there and opens up the mini fridge. He's like, "Oh, it's full of Mountain Dew." And he goes in and pulls out the 2 Mountain Dews, pulls them into glasses, and then takes the pukey potion, pours it into one of them, then goes back out to where Cronus is. And he's like, "Hey, bud, I brought you a drink. Here you go." And then hands it over to him, and he's like, "Go Titans, AFC South, tinky tinky." And they both chug it down. As soon as Cronus chugs it down, he's like, "That was awful, really sweet." I think that was a Diet Dew. It does not taste very. And he starts throwing up right there in front of him, and throws up a rock wearing a diaper, and it goes plop plop between the two of them. And they have that weird eye contact moment when the guy you're hanging out with all of a sudden throws up a rock wearing a diaper. Really awkward. And then all of a sudden, like a machine gun, starts shooting out little babies. Blah, 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 blah. And fires out 5 babies. Oh, and a rock. 5 babies and a rock between the two of them. And all of a sudden, Zeus goes, rise up, pukey babies! And the pukey babies rise up. And Cronus starts freaking out. He's like, attack of the pukey babies! And the pukey babies rise up, and they all start to attack Cronus. Cronus runs outside of his big Mount Olympus and starts yelling for his friends. He's like, I need help! I'm being attacked by pukey people! And all of his friends run over to try and help him. And this becomes a big war. Instead of Cronus and his children, it becomes Cronus versus his children. And now he begins this big fight between them. All of the Titans that are alive, the thousands of them, all start to pick sides. Cronus starts to recruit gods to his side. He's like, I am pro-baby eating because they're delicious and made of babies. That's my favorite flavor. If you want to eat babies, join my side. And other Titans are like, yay, eating babies. And they join his side. Zeus is like, no, babies have the right to not be in our stomachs. We shouldn't eat babies. And other gods are like, yay, support Zeus. And Cronus has a whole bunch of people support him. Zeus has a whole bunch of people support him. And this fight breaks out between them. But neither side can win. And why can neither side win?
They're all immortal.
So it does you no good if you have a giant sword and you can run up to someone and go like, chop leg, chop arm, chop arm. Oh, it's back again. Chop arm, chop. Oh, it's exhausting. And because of that, neither side wins. And this war goes on for thousands of years. Eventually, Cronus decides to step down for a bit. So this is where it becomes Titans versus the Olympians, which is like the big name for this war. Now, technically, there can only be 12 Olympians, because it's anyone who sits on Mount Olympus, which would just be Cronus and his brothers and sisters. The Titans, they're all Titans. Cronus is also a Titan. So it's just a really weird name. It's like saying the heroes versus the 7th graders, even though you guys are also 7th graders. Anyway, that becomes this fight. At one point, Kronos steps down as the leader of the army. He's like, I'm a good leader, but I'm not really good at fighting and war tactics. So he has a friend of his step up, who's even better. And that would be? Definitely not Epimetheus. And this is where Atlas steps in. And Atlas is like, listen, even though you're like a better king than I am, I'm really good at leading battles. I know how to fight. And Atlas was so strong, he could hurt the other Titans so much that they start to switch sides and join his side. Because of that, Cronus begins to win the war. Because even though they can't kill each other, Atlas hurts people enough. He's like, hey, if you join my side, I'll stop hurting you. And the gods start to switch over. Except Zeus refuses to be beat. And he comes up with an idea. He wants to get advice from his grandma. His grandma being Mother Earth. But Mother Earth is getting kind of old at this point. And sometimes old people get a little senile. And when he goes to get advice from her, the advice she gives him doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because he goes to his grandma. He's like, Grandma, I'm losing this war. I really want to win. What can you tell me to help me win? And the advice she gives him is, he who releases the beast within shall turn the tide of war. Now, Zeus thinks she means let your anger out. And he was like, that's my beast. Roar! And my beast is out. And I'm like, but that's not what she's referring to. She's referring to
her brothers.
But he has no idea. Cronus never told the other gods about those trapped brothers. So no one else knows about it except one other god. But we're going to get to him.
It's a girl.
As soon as Zeus hears this from Grandma Earth, something changes. Prometheus has been using his superpower to see into the future. And as soon as Zeus hears this fortune or information from Mother Earth, even though he doesn't know what it means, it changes the future. And Prometheus does his, no. Uh-oh. And when he looks into the future, he sees that Cronus is no longer going to win. He looks into the future and sees that Cronus is now going to lose the war. He doesn't know why. He just knows that the future shows Cronus losing. Not only does Cronus lose, but every god that fights along with Cronus gets tortured horribly at the end of it. So he goes to talk to him. And Prometheus goes, hey Cronus buddy, remember how I can see into the future? Cronus is like, yeah, that is awesome. Please keep doing it. He's like, well, I got some bad news. I did my na thing, and I looked into the future, and you're going to lose. Like, not like a little lose, but like a lot of lose. Like, people are going to get tortured horribly kind of lose. So my recommendation is, hear me out. Let's apologize to Zeus, and maybe we can agree to stop eating babies. What do you think? Cronus goes, no. I love eating babies. It's my favorite flavor. That's why I'm never going to stop. So because of that, I refuse to back down. Prometheus goes, I understand, but I'm not going to get tortured. So I'm going to switch sides. So Prometheus decides that he is going to switch sides and join Zeus. And Kronos lets him go. He goes, I think you're wrong, and you're a loser, and you can go join the losing side if you want. But Prometheus doesn't want to go by himself. He wants to bring his brothers with him. So he goes to talk to Epimetheus, and he tracks down his brother, and he's like, Epimetheus, I looked into the future, and we're going to lose, and we're going to get tortured, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to switch sides. Will you come with me? And Epimetheus goes, I love squirrels. He goes, well, that was weird. Thanks for letting me know. I have an idea. And he reaches down, and he picks up a stick, and he goes, look, Epimetheus, a stick, and he throws it. And Epimetheus is like, and goes running after the stick. And he manages to bring Epimetheus with him. Now, Epimetheus keeps being dumb, but at least he switches sides. He then goes to talk to Atlas, tracks down his oldest brother, and goes, Atlas, we're going to lose. And if you stay and fight for Cronus, not only are you going to lose, you get tortured worse than any other god. You have to come and join me. If you stay here, you don't want to see what happens to you. And Atlas says, no, I can't do it. He goes, it would be too dishonorable to leave my men. This whole group is depending on me to lead them. Even if I get tortured, that is too dishonorable to just abandon them. I would rather stay and get tortured than to abandon them and not be able to live with it. So Atlas continues being the general of Kronos' army, even though he knows he is most likely going to lose and get tortured. So Prometheus seeks out Zeus and finds the little cave where he's living and knocks on the outside door. Zeus comes to answer. He's like, hey, who are you? Prometheus goes, my name's Prometheus. I'm best friends with Cronus. I have the ability to see into the future, and when I did, I saw that you're going to win, and I would like to be on the winning side. Zeus goes, you can see into the future, right? See into the future and tell me something. Prometheus goes, no, you're going to stub your toe. Zeus goes, that's ridiculous. Ah! Oh my God, you're a genius. And he goes, done. You're on my side. And he invites Prometheus in. And as soon as Prometheus comes in, he goes, whoa, who's that behind you? He goes, that's my brother. He goes, can he see the future? Prometheus goes, no, not so much. But he can do this. Watch. Epimetheus, wall. And Epimetheus goes, and just runs straight into the wall. And he's like, okay, that's pretty funny. He's like, yeah, he's on my team too. He's like, I'll take both of you on my side. And Prometheus and Epimetheus join Zeus' side. And nothing changes. Until Monday. We find out what happens then.
Wait,
Best story ever!